recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios, Meanjin, Brisbane.
On 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games.
Zed Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture. Want to reach out?
Share your hot take?
Or do you just want to share your favourite game?
Find us on socials at Zed Games AU.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
It's Zed Games.
Zed Games.
Here on 4ZZZ.
4ZZZ.
I'm Maylee. I'm in the studio with
Zahra.
And Peter.
Anyway, how are you guys?
I'm doing so good.
Yeah, doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we got lined up for tonight?
The tippy taps caught me off guard.
Sorry, I tippy tapped the table.
No, I loved it. We have video game reviews, video game news, video game excitement. We have non-video game
News.
The only word I can think of is excitement again.
Yes,
I already
we have
said that.
excitement about a non-video game thing because...
As much as I love video games, we need more non-video games.
Yes.
All games are good.
Yes.
Preach.
All games are valid.
Bring the challenge.
Yes. But why don't we just... do we want to just kick into the news? Or
Well, there's a reason why you always do the news first. It's just a good place to start.
Yeah.
And we have Paul to thank this week for the lovely news.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Take it away, Paul.
This week in gaming news. Big changes to Game Pass, farewell to the Wii U, Aussie Games Media takes a hit, and Epic and Apple are still at it. Microsoft has announced price increases across Game Pass and new tiers for the service. The common messaging of "play it day one on Game Pass" will now need to be amended to "play it day one on some tiers of Game Pass." Of the 4 newly clarified tiers, only Ultimate and PC Game Pass will have day one games included. Core only has a small selection of games, while Standard has the full catalogue minus day one games, which will be added at a later date, but any policy of how long after release has not yet been publicly disclosed. Only the Ultimate tier includes cloud gaming, which is required if using the newly announced Amazon Fire TV integration. If you are currently subscribed to Game Pass for console, your plan will continue until it lapses, in which case you can no longer continue those benefits. PC Game Pass will increase from $10.95 a month to $13.95 a month, while Game Pass Ultimate will increase from $18.95 to $22.95. Pricing increases for Game Pass for console is not yet available. Check out the Microsoft FAQ linked on our website for more details. If your precious Wii U needs repair, Nintendo is no longer an option for you. Posting on their social media accounts, Nintendo announced that they are officially out of parts needed to repair Wii U consoles and peripherals. This finally brings the era of one of Nintendo's most unique and second lowest selling console to a close. With limited consoles out there and no new parts, fans best take care of their existing consoles. The lowest selling console is the Virtual Boy. The Pedestrian Group has shut down the Australian arms of several popular websites including Vice, Gizmondo, Refinery29, Lifehacker, and perhaps Australia's most prolific gaming website, Kotaku Australia. Kotaku Australia has been the launchpad for many in the Australian media landscape and helped bring Australian titles and views to a larger audience. We'll miss you, Kotaku Australia. Perhaps it's time for a move into community radio. After some back and forth, Apple have provisionally approved Epic Games Store for iOS devices. Last year's Digital Market Act in the EU has paved the way for third-party stores on traditionally closed systems. The Epic Games Store was rejected several times, and Apple is still demanding changes, claiming that Epic's Install button looks too similar to their Get button, and the use of the language in-app purchases is too similar to their own, and customers may confuse the store for Apple's. To install the store, users will need to manually allow the installation of third-party stores before downloading and installing it. Currently, these changes will only be available in the EU. Upcoming game releases. July 12th should see Angerfoot for PC, Death Game Hotel for Quest platforms, Neon White gets a port to Xbox consoles, and Dross gets a port to the Switch. July 16th, we'll see a port of Darkest Dungeon 2 released for PlayStation consoles, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch. July 17th, we'll see the Switch release of Deliver Us the Moon, Evil v Evil for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, Flock for PlayStation consoles, Xbox consoles, and PC, and Let's School for PlayStation consoles, Xbox consoles, and Switch. Finally, on July 18th, we'll get Nobody Wants to Die for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate for Switch. That's all this week in gaming news.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
That was lovely,
Very
Paul.
succinct as always.
Thank you. Oh, jeez. Kind of sad a little.
Oh. About Apple?
Well, no. I don't care about Apple.
No, I know.
Big companies suing each other. Sure.
That's
a sad
that's
thing.
like their pastime. It's like
Yeah.
how they play
Checkers.
polo or something. I don't know.
What are
checkers-
we sad about?
I'm sad about all the parts for the Wii U, well, not being available anymore.
Yep.
I have a Wii U. I like it. Wait, it's not really my Wii U. It's my friend's Wii U, but we live together, so it's like ours. And I was obsessed with it. It was so good just playing Splatoon on it. I had never been so competitive about like a Nintendo game before. Not even in Mario Kart. My headphones are slipping off. And I just have a lot of really good, passionate memories with the Wii U. Just gripping the controller in my hands, and
It was a big boy.
it was a big one. Big one.
I never owned a Wii U or even a Wii of any sort.
Oh,
I mean, the Switch was my first Nintendo console.
wow.
I mean, I had Game Boys, but
Yeah.
console, it was my first
Yeah.
one. But I mean, the Wii U was a step between the Wii and the Switch that,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah.
gave them good ideas to make a more portable console. People were kind of demanding it, so
Yeah.
they've stepped away, and rumors of a second Switch now. So,
Oh, yeah.
well,
that.
confirmed Switch 2, but not confirmed Switch 2 because they've not said anything other than we've confirmed it. But yeah, the Wii U was a small blip in their generation cycle sort of idea, but there was a lot of really good games on it.
It was an important stepping stone,
Yeah.
I feel. Like, the Switch wouldn't be what it is without the Wii U in between. It's a bit of a leap.
Yep. Just like the GameCube wouldn't have existed unless Nintendo made a toaster.
Exactly.
I'm not joking, they made toasters. It's ridiculous what some tech companies go through sort of idea. If you have a look at the history of Nintendo and every sort of big tech step that they've taken sort of idea, they've made a few mistakes along the way sort of idea, but they've always managed to bounce back and take ideas from their mistakes to improve on later generations.
Yeah, a bit of like that worked. Let's keep that.
Yeah.
That didn't work at all. Let's get rid of it.
I mean, the Wii obviously was the motion control sort of idea. They tried to put it into the DS. The DS had the dual screen. Okay, let's try dual screen on a home console between TV and the handheld. And now they've
And
got
what if we can do it sort of like all in one device, and then you
Yep.
can kind of sort of have the
motion controls, dual screens, be able to have the portability of a handheld console that takes on the go sort of idea. So it's a conglomeration of multiple generations before that.
You know what? I think the Switch 2 is going to feed the dog as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
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 It comes with a live dog instead of Nintendo.
I hope so.
No, not after 7 or 9 years to, you know, those cartridges running out of battery. You don't want the same thing with a live Nintendo.
Oh, no.
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 Yeah, okay, pal.
Yeah.
You just ruined all the magic.
Nintendo did that with their Nintendogs.
Yeah, but you reminded me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
well.
you reminded us, Peter, and that's a greater sin.
Oh, well.
So, have you guys been playing anything non-Nintendo
Have I?
lately?
So Hazel and I were making our way through the Mass Effect trilogy.
Yeah, how's that
'cause
going?
We finished the first game.
Oh, yay.
And we started the second one.
Is it a replay or your first time?
It's my first time. It's Hazel's like 50th replay. I don't know.
That sounds right, yeah.
And I kind of wish I was a part of the Mass Effect fandom way back when Mass Effect 2 first dropped. It's
Yep.
the first day, you boot it up, and you just witness that whole entire opening.
Yep.
Absolutely
Spoilers for a
incredible.
many-year-old game. Shepard dies.
Shepard just dies.
Yep. A whole game of surviving so many things. You're dead now.
It's like, I knew that was going to happen, but I was still kind of like, whoa. Imagine experiencing that without no clue.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's kind of been what I've been playing, as well as another Crab's Treasure, but I'll save that for a future episode.
Okay, so you've finished the first game now. Couple of quick questions. Did Rex survive?
Yes.
Rex has survived. Okay.
Yes.
Ashley or the other one? Because I can't remember. Caden. I don't know. I never picked him because he was annoying.
Ashley's gone.
Ashley's gone. So you've
She's
got
no longer
Caden.
with us, yeah.
So Rex is alive. Caden's done.
Yes.
What did you do with the bug people?
With the bug people?
Did you save them or did you kill them?
Which bug people?
This is the one when you're back on Vermeer and you get to choose between saving the bug people that they were wiping out the galaxy, the whole reason that the Solarians made the Krogans fight their wars and then release the Genophage.
If you're listening and you have not played the Mass Effect games, I'm right there with you. I know they're just making up words at this point.
Because I actually can't remember. That whole mission was kind of like, as long as Rex survives. As long as Rex survives.
Okay. It's a bigger choice. It's whether you decide to kill the queen or release the queen. It's a bit earlier on in the game.
I can't remember.
It's like on their first planet. Okay.
Do we want to move on?
Yeah.
The weekly dose of science on 4ZZZ is now available as a podcast.
I learned that you can hear the difference between different water temperatures when they're poured. I'm going to pour one after the other into a different glass, and you have to tell me which one is which temperature. I've got a hot and a cold. Right, here's the first one. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm saying cold.
It sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Here's the second one. Well played.
Shut up. Search No Idea 4ZZZ on your favorite podcasting app. That's spelled KNOW, like no idea. It's a visual pun on an audio platform. I don't know why we did it.
And I'm just stopping in quickly. I'm Maylee here on Zed Games on 4ZZZ.
Yes.
I'm here in the studio with my good friends.
Do you remember our names?
No clue.
That's okay.
Zahra
Zahra.
and Caleb.
Caleb. I could be a Caleb.
No, Peter. Zahra and Peter.
I don't think I could be anything other than a Peter at this point.
No, you are a Peter.
It fits you. It does.
Big giant rock.
I love this.
So I had a little transition lined up here, and I've gone way off it. So I'm just gonna force it. So everyone has to. So, this foot, because Paul's reviewing. I can't even get through.
Paul's reviewing a game called
Anger Foot.
Anger Foot.
And he's hopping mad about it.
I'm gonna let him take it away now because I'm gonna leave the. Here is Paul reviewing Anger Foot.
Allow me a dramatic reading of the introduction of Angerfoot. City. Never has there been a worse pit of crime and degeneracy. In this town, everyone is in a gang. There's only one rule of City. Crime is the law. The city is run by the four biggest gangs. The Violence Gang, muggers and thieves. The Pollution Gang, the filthiest thugs in town. The Business Gang, hustlers and corporate fraudsters. And the Debauchery Gang, the unholiest of hedonists. All these goons answer to the Crime Minister. All but one. So that's our setting. If it wasn't clear, the one person who doesn't answer to the Crime Minister is you, the player character, who I guess is called Angerfoot. Angerfoot comes to us from Devolver Digital and developer Free Lives, who has previously brought us the calm, ecology-focused puzzle game Terra Nil and Genital Jousting. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this title holds some strong appeal. Why? Because I already found terrible mobile rip-offs of the game. After having our complete sneaker collection stolen, we're off across City on a vengeful rampage. Angerfoot is a first-person game which holds much of the same core spirit as Hotline Miami. Extremely violent, fast-paced, quick restart, urban action, and of course, breaching doors. In this case, with your foot. Yes, kicking is the order of the day, and it's very satisfying. Kicking down doors takes out anyone behind them, but also most props in the world will smash satisfyingly, and let's not forget the skulls of the many gang members you will encounter. Just beating a level isn't the only goal, however. Each level will contain a number of challenges, which will unlock new sneakers in the game. Sneakers are your modifiers and add a lot of variety to the game. From useful shoes like the slide kickers to just fun options like clown shoes. There are over 20 sneakers to collect, and they each have their own special powers. It's not just a kicking game though, it is most definitely a shooter, but with disposable guns you will pick up and throw away when your ammo is exhausted. Weapon-wise, it's a bit of a greatest hits collection, but everything had a satisfying punch, but I still prefer the punch of my kick when it's an option. Unlike Hotline Miami, Angerfoot is more interested in laughs. Crass laughs most of the time, sure, but its big cartoony characters and 90s style gross designs really worked for me. It's fast, colourful and loud with pumping tracks, helping keep that pace up through each level. Initially, I wasn't sold on the game being first person. It does make situational awareness far more difficult, but that quickly subsided for me as, being a game about reiterating short action scenes, you'll map out the levels extremely quickly, and the speed of the action in the first person is so incredibly satisfying. The game also has some excellent accessibility options, with the ability to turn off or tune many visual effects, turn on highlighting of pickups, customizable auto-aim, or simply switching off the ability to die altogether. It's a very fast and at times brutal game, but there are enough options to keep almost any player competitive. Perhaps the only glaring omission for me is the lack of leaderboards. This is exactly the kind of game I could get a little obsessed with if a couple of friends were shaving time off my best scores. Angerfoot is a bold, frenetic, funny and robust arcade action shooter. The game is about 8 hours long, but it will take longer to get every sneaker. The game is available on PC, along with a demo, and even the original prototype, which you can find on itch.io. I played the game with code provided by the publisher.
Hi, my name is Jason Toto Tam. I'm a graphic designer and game maker, and I'm based in Sydney, Australia. I'm making a game called Buy Noodle Eating Champs, which is a 1v1 noodle eating battle game. That's available soon. Just finished a Kickstarter campaign, and I'm getting copies to my house and gonna be selling them online and at retail stores. And then I'm also making another game called Coffee Up, which is a co-op coffee making game where you're baristas working at the latest coffee shop in town, and you got to survive 7 days in business by memorizing your regulars' names and coffee orders. And yeah, you can learn more and find out more about me via Instagram at tototam, and you can also go to my website at tototam.com.au.
Hello everyone, my name is Zahra and with me tonight is Mike and John. Say hello, Mike and John.
Hey everyone, howdy.
Why don't we just hop into it? What's going on?
We're here with the Brisbane Pinball and Arcade Collective. We're a non-profit organisation that runs pinball and arcade, and this year retro console events each year, festival of sorts, and proceeds go towards charity. And yeah, we put on events including the Brisbane Pinball Masters, the Australian Women's Pinball Championships, and in the past we've had the Australian Arcade Championships. This year we're mixing things up a little bit and we're hosting the Australian Classic Console Championship, as well as the annual Australian Kong-Off, which is now in its 7th year.
And this all runs from the 17th of July through to the unofficial end on the 22nd of July, but mostly Sunday the 21st. It's going to be the major end of the festival, basically.
Yeah, this year we're being hosted at the Maruka Clubhouse, the bowls club there. So yeah, it's been very good. Yeah, the Brisbane community's really sort of rallied. We get a lot of international players for the pinball side, particularly from the United States, and a few players from New Zealand.
Oh wow!
A lot of world number ones come along as well. Australia's number one Donkey Kong player as well.
That is incredible. Why don't we just sort of walk through real quick what the festival itself has to offer?
The festival is 5 days of arcade, console and pinball events, all running concurrently. It's sort of 2 streams, pinball and your arcade events both generally operating at the same time. And we kick things off, very, very relaxed on the Wednesday. We've got the Maruka Open Pinball Competition qualifying. So just a bit of a casual, just putting up your best scores sort of format, whilst at that same time we're going to have the classic arcade competition, where we're going to have 60 different arcade games that can be drawn at random, and you're just going to have to play them in quick fire sort of bursts. And then later that night we're going to be doing some classic console speed running, so how quickly you can get to the castle as Mario in Super Mario Brothers.
Fantastic.
Stuff like that. That's how we're kicking off the events. And then we get to the Thursday and we're continuing on the same the finals for that pinball event, and we've also then got the Australian Classic Console Championships.
Yeah, so we're going to have up to 8 old school consoles from Atari up to about the Sega Dreamcast era. So multiple different games, challenges, like 10 minutes to get your best score, or
fastest
lap around in the racing game. Going to be a lot of fun. It's old school CRT TV screens, like playing it like you would back in the day, basically. Hell yeah.
Yes.
And if the person you're sitting next to is beating you can just elbow them in the ribs. It's a good old couch co-op. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. But that's not all that you've got going on during this.
So we get to Friday, and Friday is when it starts to really kick off. We've got the Australian Women's Pinball Champs now. Last year we had a record turnout. I think we had over 50 women playing, and it's been an absolutely fantastic community. That same evening, the Donkey Kong weekend starts to really pick up. We've got the Donkey Kong Level 3 competition. It's a quick fire competition where you're only playing the first 3 levels on Donkey Kong, the original arcade machines, which then brings us to the weekend itself, the meat and potatoes. Saturday, we've got the Australian Kong Off 7 qualifying, which runs from 9 a.m. until Jimmy decides to unplug the machine, and the top 16 will qualify for the finals the next day. Also on the Saturday, we've got the beginning of the Brisbane Pinball Masters. Hardcore players, but once again, everyone is encouraged to play because the finals are split into 5 divisions. We're doing a fighting game tournament as well, Ultimate Punch, which is across 7 different fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. So Sunday is sort of our finals day. So we've got the Australian Kong Off finals where the top 16 players battle it out in a single elimination head-to-head bracket. The Brisbane Pinball Masters operates in a similar format, although, like I said, they've got 5 divisions. And then we've got our closing awards ceremony, and then we have a bit of a party afterwards. We have match play closing party is the official format, which is you're running around and you're playing different pinball machines and arcade games in a bit of a fun format. And then for those that survive, on the Monday, we've got some cool downs. We've got a Pinball Club at Netherworld and a Two-Headed Monster Arcade Club at Netherworld as well.
Oh, excellent. And for people who are listening, where can they check out more of this?
Yeah, so the website where the tickets for sale at the moment is bnepac.org, so BNEPAC. You can find the socials as well, is the same, so BNEPAC on Instagram and Facebook, and you can follow the posts there of all the upcoming comps, the game reveals, any updates of what's coming up for the whole thing.
Yeah, and we'll be sure to link things as well through Zed Games, so it'll be super easy to find.
I think we'd just also like to give a shout out to the man behind it all, Jimmy Nails. This was all a vision of his. Works tirelessly on this almost year round. 5 days of events, but there's 11 months of planning that goes into it. So
it's amazing how much work and effort he puts in, especially into the community side of it, to bring communities together, which BPAC is a massive gathering of communities.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a real community first event.
Hey, it's Zed Games.
Zed Games.
And you just got balled.
You just got balled. Pinballed. And if you were listening in, and you were like, this sounds so awesome, where do I go to find out more? You can check out our Facebook on Zed Games, and Brisbane Pinball and Arcade Collective do have their own socials as well as website. If you Google Brisbane Pinball and Arcade Collective, it will be the very first option. So be there or be not square.
No, squares are...
Squares are a six-sided ball.
That's a... What?
No.
That's just incorrect.
They still
That's
roll.
just incorrect. Well, do we want to, while we marinate on that,
Yep.
do we want to listen to some music?
Yes, I think that's smart.
You're listening to Zed Games at 4ZZZ.
You're listening to Zed Games on 4ZZZ.
Oi, mate, you're listening to Zed Games at 4ZZZ.
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 Got a bit carried away.
Welcome back.
Ooh,
I'm Maylee.
Hi, Maylee.
Hi, Maylee.
You're Peter and you're Zahra?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
I'm Maylee, and there is a Zahra and a Peter in this studio. Who knows who they are?
Who knows where they are? Like, we could be in the corner right now.
Kind of hard to miss.
We are here on Zed Games on 4ZZZ, but it's getting to the end of the night, so we're going to have to say goodbye.
Oh, I don't like this. I hate when this happens. It's my least favorite thing.
Never have enough time.
It happens every time.
I want to keep talking about Mass Effect and have you just be like, oh, I don't play Mass Effect. And
there's space in that game.
There is
But we
space.
can get you invested in it.
Oh,
Nah.
if it hasn't happened
People have
yet,
tried.
I don't think,
People have tried.
Okay, we can get you invested in Zahra's journey through Mass Effect.
That does entertain me.
Yes. It's an ongoing saga.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's an ongoing saga.
I'm sure there will be more Mass Effect in the coming weeks and coming episodes.
Probably other games as well, rather than a game that came out ages ago.
Yeah, modern, hip games, cool
Yes.
games. We're cool with kids.
Yeah.
But for now, we need to go home and
go to bed.
Yeah.
And play some more games.
And play some more games.
Yeah,
in
stay
bed,
up late.
probably.
Yeah.
Stay up late. I can't do that.
Because we're cool and hip. Cool hip people go
When
to
you
bed.
have time, then.
Yeah. At a reasonable time. That
Don't
isn't right
sacrifice
before our
sleep for
bedtime,
gaming.
That, in a well-lit room so it doesn't strain our eyes, and we do stretches beforehand so we don't hurt.
Drink plenty of water.
All right. We're just going to
breaks.
keep going on like this. So I will let you go so we can keep talking to ourselves for the next few hours. We, maybe not us, but as Zed Games, we will be back next week.
That we will.
Have a great night. Enjoy your games.
Good night.
We love
I wish you all the luck and not saltiness as much as possible.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games.
If you'd like to listen to more, you can find us on the Community Radio Plus app
Or find us on socials at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.